you icons out there in indie pod land. I'm Super Joe Pardo, and I am getting tired. This is my third live stream here in the indie pod community today for this Wisdom Wednesday. That isn't really a Wisdom Wednesday. It's a Wisdom Wednesday on a Thursday. It's kind of like when the Eagles and Green Bay played a Monday Night Football game on a Tuesday. It was Monday Night Football on a Tuesday. Or maybe it was even a Wednesday. It was one of the. I was there. I don't really remember. We had a huge storm. It wasn't great. Anyway, we're here on a Wisdom Wednesday on a Thursday to talk with our special guest, our icon, a team member of the Icon team, and a podcaster, and now turned YouTuber, all in less than a year. He is awesome, and he's bringing awesome content to the internet. I'm looking forward to speaking with him and talking YouTube shop and seeing what's working, what's not working, and hopefully helping you along your journey here in the indie pod community. Now, wherever you're watching from, please feel free to drop in the comments where you're listening from, what you're up to today, how you're doing. Hopefully you're doing well. I just got to let you all know that July 25th, Saturday, we are doing SEO for podcasting. We have 4 speakers, me being one of them, another one being Icon Jessica Foster, Icon Tim Gillette, and Icon Regina Celeste. All of us are speaking on the topic of SEO. I'm really pumped. I think everyone's going to get a lot out of this, especially if you're trying to I don't know what SEO really even is or stands for. You will totally want to be there. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. And I also got to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Supercharge Your Podcast. If you want to turn your podcast into your business, then I am here to help. We will help you do that. Go over to superchargeyourpodcast.com to learn more. And if you want to get a free ride for 1 month into the Super Circle, then you should go to indiepodcasters.com/tube and hit that subscribe button on our brand new YouTube channel. Now, we're talking YouTube today with Eric Hunley. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited, and we're going to get him in here in just a second. Before I do that, I want you to go to grabalisten.com and type in and submit your show, because I'm going to start featuring shows on the Indie Podcasters website. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So go and check that out, grabalisten.com. Hit that submission form, and I look forward to getting your shows onto the Indie Podcasters community page. Anyway, I need some super claps in the chat for Super Eric Hunley. Woo! What is going on, Super Eric Hunley? How are you this afternoon?
Oh my!
Evening?
I feel like an upgrade, dude. How are you?
You are an upgrade. Yeah, look at you're YouTubing, you're podcasting, you're networking with big names. How are you? How are you feeling tonight?
Frenetic. It's a theoretical Thursday.
I've never heard that word before.
You've never heard frenetic?
Frenetic?
Frenetic. FRENITIC. Frenetic.
Fast, energetic, in a rather wild or uncontrolled. Well, don't go too wild. We don't need Eric on. Eric's gone wild here. No. I'm just actually I'm hungry and my head hurts. And this is the fifth call I've been on today. So I'm excited for multiple hour, and here we are at 6:30, still doing it, still pumping, because you know what? My ear doesn't hurt anymore. My jaw kind of hurts, but my ear doesn't hurt anymore, so I'm good. Brett says, "Where is he? Where is Eric?"
I am in my dining room on my laptop.
You want to explain yourself? What's up with your background there?
I've got a replacement iMac finally. Apple shipped it, so I'm slicking the old one. So everybody, hopefully no more drop frames on YouTube, damn it.
Please don't curse. It's great though. I definitely don't. I hope that that's the case for you. I hope that it's you'll have all of the streaming power that you need. And what's going on, Brett Allen? How you doing today? How you feeling? Like most of my guests, LOL. hey, not everybody is prepared for the live streaming revolution that's coming and here already. But people like you and me, Eric, we're here. We're riding that wave. So for anyone who doesn't know you or what you do, please enlighten the people. So tell them what you do for your podcast and how it works.
I host a show called Unstructured. It's been around since 2018. Actually met you, I think, Podcast Movement 2018, or we might have crossed paths. And on there, I just interview a wide variety of guests. And earlier this year, one of my guests actually wanted to come on and have me do a video with him. He's kind of a bigger name guest. And my thought was, why don't do video? He's like, well, just get a couple phones and we'll do video because we live in the same area. So I agreed to do it, and then he copped out on me. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, even though he's in the same area, even driving across town is sort of a pain, and it adds a lot of time. So I thought, well, let me try this whole live stream thing. And if people will actually ask questions, I won't have to do as much research as I normally do. So I tried that, and it went off extremely well. And that actually inspired me to continue doing it.
Yes. Oh, good morning, Tyson Franklin. How nice photo, by the way. I love.
I think I know who took it.
Yeah. Did you take it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. How cool is that? Yeah. No, that is a great looking photo you got there, and a great looking shirt, by the way. Good to see you all the way from Australia in the house. What's up with that? I know you were very adamant, and honestly, I don't remember how we met. I do remember seeing your logo around the internets, like on LinkedIn and stuff, and thinking, man, that guy's got a great looking logo. I really love it. And then I don't quite remember how we connected prior to that, though.
I think ultimately you came on the show.
Or after that. Yeah, I do remember coming on the show. I just don't remember. I know we had a conversation online. I don't think we actually met at Podcast Movement 2018.
We might not have. I might be extrapolating because I met Tyson there. And Tyson talked about you quite a lot. And I think you guys
we did an interview there. Yeah, we did do a show there. So we might have crossed paths, but I don't think I was formally introduced to you at the time.
Well, I wasn't cool enough to be in your company at that time.
Stop. That's terrible. No, I don't ever want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. Just like I don't want green M&Ms in my M&M bowl in the green room.
Okay, David Lee Roth.
Yeah, right? So yeah, I recall like not that long ago you being like, I don't want to do video. Like I'm not a video person and all that. Mm-hmm. And I think I recall pushing you, like trying to push you in that direction. Cause I'm like, what's the difference? Like you're doing your show. Like there's all kind of radio personalities doing the TV show or the video effect, thing now. Cause it's so much easier than it ever was.
Yeah. It's still not easy though.
Well, you'll get used to it. I recall like you being like, well, getting tripped up with like people writing the comments and like when you would kind of filter those into the conversation and things of that nature.
It's a challenge. I mean, it's just more to concentrate on, and I wish there was a moderator at times. It's something I've gotten used to, but it's not a natural thing for me.
Yeah, for me, it's actually I love it because my ADD kicks in and I can, bounce and I feel like more like I'm DJing to a crowd than I'm having that conversation and being in that therapist chair that I lived in for so long, with the early days of the Dreamers podcast. So I have absolutely embraced it now. YouTube, right? Like, where are you at right now with subscribers? Have you looked lately?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, I never looked at. You shouldn't watch that stuff." It's like, of course you do.
Yeah. Oh, I see. There's actually there's actually an unstructured podcast here.
Yeah.
Who is
somebody else's.
that?
Yep. So that's part of the reason I'm glad that I've been pushing to my name. There's 2 other Unstructured podcasts that open in June, it appears. And there's, I guess, this one here. So I'm kind of Eric Hunley Unstructured. That top item is the behavior panel. They put up my video because they're coming on tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So 1.22K. That's doing pretty sweet there. Look, you crushing it there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very pleased. I started late January, so that's not too bad of progress.
No, I think it's phenomenal. I'm genuinely impressed, and I think anyone that's not genuinely impressed doesn't realize how hard it actually is to like get people to go to YouTube.
Hey, you're not subscribed, Joe. What's wrong here?
Oh, I mean, I'm logged in as the indie podcasters. That's why.
I see.
I'm not in as Super Joe Pardo at the moment, so that's why I'm not subscribed. Now, one thing I do want to ask you, because this has actually been on my mind for a while, is how has your show changed since landing on YouTube? Because I kind of think it has.
The YouTube version, I would say, is tighter. Probably a little bit more niche down in the sense I have kind of 3 tracks going. One of them being body language, persuasion, influence, things like that. Another track being 3-letter agencies like FBI, DEA, CIA, and the lot. And the third track kind of being psychology and true crime. Now, they all sort of actually overlap because they all are dealing with people, mindset, things like that. And I'll throw in some wild cards if I feel like it. Like Randy Santel was interesting to me because he's a champion eater. And that's kind of an odd behavior and circumstance. So I was like, you know what? It's cool. He's got a big audience. It's interesting. And then I also covered the director of the Leonard Skinner movie.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought that would be cool. And that probably wasn't the best one I've ever done, in the sense that I've got a lot of views on it, but they're all very short. So I feel like probably not helpful to my overall, because I don't think the audience is quite as satisfied with it.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. And that definitely that's one of the things where you get with YouTube is you can check in to see like how long are people watching and like how long are they hanging in there and
real feedback.
Ideas. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, podcasting can give some of those stats depending on the circumstances your host and all that. Sure. I know Stitcher for a long time was able to give those kind of stats of how long are people listening for, but like not everyone's on Stitcher versus like YouTube's all under one hub, right? So it's I think there's a lot of benefit there, and I think that by having these platforms that can easily send stuff right out to YouTube, like makes it like really easy for people like us to be able to have a great platform to present on YouTube with.
The problem is though, when they send it out, a lot of times they're sending out just a wave, image over a still picture, and those just do not.
Oh yeah. No, that's yeah. That's that. That ding. That's a good point. Yeah, that's not. And now, with that said, like I have like the first 300 some episodes of my show sent over to YouTube with a waveform, and they actually perform decently. Not like to hundreds of thousands of views or anything like that, but like they're consistently getting 3, 4, 5 views a day, over time. So it's not terrible in that sense, but it's not. Like, I'm not going to build a following off of it, I don't think. Like, it doesn't seem that case. So, having your face, I mean, that's what, most of what YouTube is just talking head stuff, which is, like, literally what we're doing right now, but we're recording it as a podcast, and the line gets really blurred as to what is and isn't a YouTube video versus a podcast episode, like... It's a really blurry line. So don't get confused. Don't overthink it. I think is what I would tell people.
Sure. Well, this is a live stream, so I do think of a variant of slightly with a video interview versus a live stream, and I treat them differently too. So there is a delineation. For example, with a live stream, I use like Skype and Ecamm call recorder. And because with that, I can record my guest stream, my stream, full frame,
Yeah.
and side by side. And that allows me to go through and edit. And when my guest is talking, have them full screen. When I'm talking, full screen, or do a side by side, especially if we're cross talking, which is not super exciting. But I do think that, cutting back and forth between us does offer a little bit more movement and gives the audience just a little bit more than they would with the side by side frames.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I could kind of do that here where I can make myself really big and then, well, because StreamYard doesn't
Sure.
have like a opposite button, I can't flip, I can't flip the script there.
Well, you can
So,
solo on each one in this, but I don't have that ADD like you do to comfortably go back and forth. I try to somewhat in the live streams, but I wind up just kind of tucking in because I'm also reading the comments and just sort of trying to keep track there, looking at my notes because I still prep. That's a lesson I learned. Is the first one went awesome. Then the second one, I had one audience member, one viewer, and they asked one question in the hour. Unfortunately, it was a friend of mine. And so we just turned it into this back and forth session about internet censorship and platforming and how we felt about having guests that were controversial and whether we're responsible for them or not. And so it was an interesting conversation, and I could at least do it with them. But that told me that, okay, it doesn't matter what happens. I still need to have some things chambered, still need to have some research. I still need to have a direction. And a lot of the live streams, when I do them, I'll spend 15, 20 minutes, even if I have 10, 15 people watching, 20 people watching, no questions. So
yeah.
I figure that's one of two things. Either I'm doing a great job with them and they're being entertained, or they're tired and don't feel like it. I just don't know. So I'm kind of going, okay.
I mean, I get that here, right? Some days, you do the Q&A Fridays, and you get 6 people, and they're asking rapid fire questions, and you're like starting to look at the time, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna end up going over time here. Not that I have to be in a certain amount of time, but like if I'm trying to make sure I'm hit my other commitments, it's it's not great. So it's but then some days there's literally no one, and I'm just filling the time with like talking about a different topic that I kind of somewhat prepared on, and or filling it in with talking about past stuff that happened in the week. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm super impressed with what you got going on here with Unstructured, and so where do you feel that success on YouTube is coming from that you maybe didn't have with just the podcasting aspect of it?
I haven't completely figured it out yet. It's in some ways it's weird to me because it is unexpected in a lot of ways. I feel like maybe I've done really well getting some amazing guests. So my big value is that I do a good interview with some really, really cool guests. And because I have 2 years of podcasting behind me and a track record with the guests, they are coming on. Now, I will say that I, especially at the start, didn't tell them, oh, my YouTube channel has only 100 subscribers. I just said, oh, I'm going to record this in video. I'm trying something on the side, and then it'll be an audio later. So I'd write off of the podcast, which is more well-known, and get the video and put the video out, and then that slowly has been growing. But the reason for it is I actually, oddly enough, think I have less competition on YouTube.
Explain.
I don't know, and I could be wrong, but how many interview podcasts or how many interview shows on YouTube do you know of where somebody puts in 10 plus hours of research very specifically on the person and does the amount of work that I do?
I mean, I don't generally watch that kind of content on YouTube. So I mean, I can only think of there's a couple of podcasts, the Joe Rogan Experience obviously is one, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
Hot
There's
is a big one.
Hot Ones, yeah, which is, a different take on interviewing, for sure. And I mean, there's Kai W. I watch his content. He does a couple of episodes a year where he does like a side by side kind of podcast type thing. Linus Tech Tips. They do their weekly podcast. They live stream that and take in some comments and things of that nature in the chat from the chat. But I don't know how much how much real like they're pretty much just giving their take on news topics that are going on in the tech world. So
there's a lot of hangs for sure. I mean, a lot of shows about hanging out. You have it in podcasting too.
Yeah,
but
H3 does their podcast on there.
Sure,
but they're not probably doing the level of interviews and this type of content. I don't know because I haven't seen too many. I just haven't seen much of it. So I mean, right. When I talked about this earlier today about how when it comes to podcasting, it's almost like you have to build the island. Like it's like you're building your own island. So you got to like get the dirt, form the dirt so that you can maybe grow grass, so that you can maybe grow trees, so you can maybe build a hut and dig a hole so you have an outhouse to go to the bathroom. And then it's like you look over at YouTube island and it's like they got skyline, sky rises and things like that going on because they've already done the platform building. So you're literally with the podcast, you're building that platform from the ground up. So Tyson says no one does that much research, but does Joe Rogan do it himself? Well, obviously probably not. And I don't even know how much research he's even necessarily doing or his team is even necessarily doing.
Well, he's borderline genius. I really do think so.
I think he's also the exception to the rule, right? Like you can't, as a podcaster, you can't look at somebody who's like the exception to the rule and be like, well, why can't I just be that? Like I'm going to follow that formula, because the odds of it working for you is low, right? Like by and large, like find that niche, find the things, and like clearly you have found the niche, and that's what I was trying to get at earlier by asking you that question of your show kind of changing a bit because it wasn't really about human behavior prior to this, was it?
No, it's more just informal conversations. Right. So I've maintained that. Well, I'm a contradiction in terms because I have an informal format where we're having a conversation, but it's also extremely well researched, like an interview. So I'm kind of both.
Yes, it's a bit of a juxtaposition in the unstructured, but yet you're doing all this research to make sure that there's some kind of structure to it. So you're not just, plus your logo is on point. That points out that there is structure going on there.
Yeah, and it's a hard call too because it's like unstructured is almost the macro versus the micro, and it was especially true with the podcast. But notice my name is now above it.
Yes.
So it is a shift in that as well. I hid behind the unstructured name for a long time. Mm-hmm. And now I'm trying to, which I'm not necessarily in love with, but I did kind of learn over time. It's like, well, wait a minute. Unstructured is a property. Mm-hmm. And it's really, I hate to say it's all about me, but it's all about me.
Dude, no one's doing the 10 hours of research per guest. if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, like...
There you go.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think a lot of people don't necessarily get is that it is this is about personal branding and this, for the most part, most shows are because it's the guest. Even if you're doing it for like a business, not even your business, but like somebody else's business. Sure. That's like, oh, I'm a YouTuber that does work for, this company that sells tech related items. Like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But like, guess what? All of those people became influencers because guess who's in front of the camera every day? They are, not the big box business that you have that you're, that they're, getting paid from to do it. Like they're the ones that are building the following. They're the ones that are, in the minds of the people, but getting that mind share. So, yeah. So I think a lot of people need to look at it like that. Now, with that said, like, I think that there's other like there are ways of branching out and having other things, like in the case of like what you're watching right now, right? Independent Podcast Conference or the Indie Pod Daily Show. It's, it's still me, but it's not the Super Joe Pardo's Independent Podcast Conference. Which, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Eric Hunley, give it up for Eric Hunley, because Eric Hunley is the reason that we have switched the name from Mid-Atlantic Podcast Conference to Indie Pod Con, Independent Podcast Conference. Look at those wild and crazy guys. Yes, thank you, Brent.
Got Brent and Brett.
Yeah. Oh, and Larry Roberts has joined the chat. How about that?
Oh,
What's
it's
up,
over
Larry
now.
Roberts? I know it is. I think just let anybody into this chat. So, where was I going to say? Yeah, so if you don't know that, Eric Hunley is a big reason why the name change happened, and it's been huge for us. So if you're enjoying the indie pod community, thank Eric Hunley, because Eric Hunley is the one that has helped bring so many people to the table without him even knowing it. Like, we just had a conversation, and he's like, you need to, up the name, change the game plan, put a focus on independent. And then a handful of weeks prior to the conference, I was like, hey, what if we change the name of the conference? And the rest is history. So thank you so much, Eric, for that. I don't know if I thanked you last time you were on the show for that, but thank you again for that. A lot of us would not be here right now if it was not for you. Brent says loves the name change, by the way. Thank you, Brent. I as well, and so do other people. They definitely put, they definitely identify with it. In fact, speaking of identify, I started putting together a manifesto that I should have did months ago. It's been on my to-do list for a while, to give us a better about for the community and the group, and put it on the website and all that. So look forward to that at some point once I finish writing it and getting it checked and sending it over to Eric and say, Eric, what do you think? What do you think of this? Does this make any sense to you, or am I just gibberishing out my butt? Because that's sometimes what ends up happening here. So speaking of gibberish, YouTube. Going back to like the brand, right? So like, I wanted to talk about this as well. Like, so Eric, you've probably heard, I have a new YouTube channel that I'm starting up very soon.
Yeah, we talked about you're starting at like 3 or 4.
Well, so what I did was I pulled apart, because everything was going to Super Joe Pardo, because I was like, oh, I'm the brand, so like I'm going to put it all together. But ultimately, like after doing a bunch of research and basically saying, people basically saying like, look, YouTube doesn't want you to put everything under one roof. Like, it's much harder to get people to watch every single video when one video is about business, one's about podcasting, one's about tech, one's about gaming, one's about, all these things. And like, even though I do all these things, they're all very separate. So when I'm starting, one of the things I'm starting up is the Indie Podcasters, YouTube channel, which is awesome. It's great. You should totally go and subscribe. We have 21 subscribers, and if you subscribe, tomorrow you will have a chance to win a free ride, 1 month free ride into the Super Circle, where you can learn how to turn your podcast into your business and get to work with me. Go to indiepodcasters.com/tube to check that out. But on top of that, I've also am starting the How I Use It channel. So I am always on the search, the hunt for tech zen. And I wanted to start a channel that enabled me. Shout out to Larry Roberts, by the way, for some of these graphics that are happening right here at the top.
Larry's awesome.
Yeah,
he did my one sheet.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I got to get an updated one sheet from him as well. So I wanted to start. So I was like, okay, well, I want to do something where it's like, because I'm always like interested. Sometimes a lot of these reviews online, like these tech reviews I'll watch, are like more about the specs, and like they kind of gloss over like the how good is it to actually use it in your daily life? Is it worth, what's really annoying and all that. So I wanted to put a focus on that aspect of it, like how I integrate tech with my life, and kind of in almost like in a vlog style, tell that story over time. So like making, short, quick, like talking head videos where I'm like, hey, like, here's the magic keyboard, and like here's the 15 things that I have found already in 24 hours of using it that I do not like and do not know if I will end up keeping it, because and I'm still kind of out on that. I'm not certain if I'm going to keep it or not. But because I'm also known as I'm known as Super Joe Pardo, I'm also known as Send It Back Joe, because I send a lot of stuff back. I return a lot of tech because it just doesn't meet my my standard, or there's something that just bothers me and it doesn't work right, or whatever. Or I just determine, hey, I love it, but it's a little too expensive for me to keep it. Like, I love it, but it's just not enough to push it over the edge. So like I started up that, and of course I still have the Super Joe Pardo show where we talk about business and all of that. And then I started up the SJP Vlogs channel because I need a place to put my vlogs when I do those. Like, I don't do them all the time. I'm not trying to be a vlogger, but I do vlogs when there's, big events or something that's different or something going on. And then, what was the other one? So, and then there's gaming with Super Joe Pardo. So if you like games, like, boom, that's where you go get the games. And the idea is that people aren't going to want to watch every single video if the content is kind of all over the place. So you're telling basically they're telling YouTube, like, hey, this video must not be that good, or the thumbnail must not be that good because the click-through rate's not happening. Well, it's it's not good to have people subscribed and not watching the content. So that, to me, it just like it clicked, and I'm like, all right. So I went through the trouble, like, pulling all the videos out, moving them all around to get everything kind of structured in the way it should be, and go through all that trouble to get it here. So now I have, obviously I've only posted the welcome video so far to this channel, but more will be coming because I already have them filmed. I just have to do some quick edits. But I think actually I might just go and use StreamYard and just do these talking heads, because I can flip cameras from my computer in StreamYard and just go straight. Like, it'll make it so much easier, and I won't even worry about editing them, honestly, for right now, because I don't have the time to, and it's a pet project anyway. So I think that's important to note of what's a pet project, and what is the key, where's the money coming from, where's the key, where's it all coming from, right? Where's the juice happening? And in your case, it's Eric Hunley Unstructured, which I absolutely love.
And thanks, man. You mentioned one thing that I wanted to point out about YouTube and separating your content and all that, and giving the impression of a bad video. That's part of the reason you've got to be careful when you do the audiograms as your episodes, especially if you're doing video. And the reason is people come to YouTube to see video. If you're doing only audiograms, then fine, that's cool. It's just another outlet, you're putting it out there. But if you are doing videos and you then release your podcast episode, and okay, now you've got a still picture with a waveform, people are like, oh, I don't want to see that. And you only get like 2 or 3 total views on that. Even though your video got 100 views, it starts to just trash you in the algorithm. Yep. So you've got to really kind of plan a lot of these things ahead. And another shout out is Stephen Davis of Steve and Veronica Davis.
Yeah.
Pod Sound School. Stephen Davis is really, well, they're killing it on YouTube. You think I'm doing well? They're at 14,000 and change.
Yeah, they are. I'm pulling them up now. For anyone that doesn't know Icon, Stephen and Veronica. And
Stephen took a lot of time out and helped me out too at the beginning, how to get my ducks in a row, how to use TubeBuddy, how to arrange things, how to do some SEO. I mean, he was an incredible help. So I just want to give a shout out to people who help.
Yeah, no, they are definitely killing it and doing a great job of getting people to get views and all that. I'm very very impressed with and they're awesome people to boot, right? They're not they are very much down to earth and awesome. They're just great people in general. So big shout out to them, because they if you don't know them, you should go and seek them out, because they're awesome.
Yeah, they've got a good group and hang out. They're just extremely helpful, and they're so busy they can't do everything at once, but they're amazing. They really are.
And they have three kids, three kids, right?
3 kids, twins,
Three kids.
and another one.
Yeah, and one of them's like a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, so like they're still finding ways to do this. So it's awesome. So happy for them. And I'm so happy to know them because again, they're awesome people. So and I know this because I spent a lot of time at Podfest with
Yeah,
them.
we all did.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome. So yeah, so definitely go check out their channel, and subscribe to them and learn from them for sure. So yeah, so YouTube, do you feel like it's diluted or added to your efforts? Do you feel more validated now that you're doing it on YouTube than prior to just I'm going to say just podcasting, but only podcasting?
Yeah, shockingly. I mean, everything about YouTube has been unexpected. And that's part of the reason why I said I don't completely understand everything. One, on the podcast, it took about a year before I heard from anyone. When I release an episode on the podcast, I feel like I'm throwing a stone at the water. It skips a couple times, and then it just kind of sinks. And I don't know if there's any fish that are picking up the stone or what's going on. I look at charts and I just see, oh, somebody in Russia. That's cool. Wonder what they're doing. In YouTube, because of the way it was built, people were commenting from day one. And I already have what I call, like, I don't know if you ever read Kevin Kelly, 1,000 True Fans. It's one of the best essays ever written.
I mean, I've heard of it. No, I haven't read it, though.
Highly recommend you read it. Essentially, the premise is that with 1,000 true fans, you can make a living. You don't need to have, a giant audience or whatever, but if you have 1,000 people who really love everything you do, buy your t-shirts, buy your products and all that, you can make a living. That's really your goal. And, anything above that is just gravy. Well, I feel like on YouTube, I've gotten a handful of true fans right away. And that has been just incredibly liberating. It's wonderful to see comments from people who are, not only saying how much they like it, they're shouting to their friends that they must hear it or watch it. And that's just surprising to me. I'm no, I had the impression of YouTube that was, pretty similar to my impression of Instagram, that it's essentially, young 20-somethings and teenagers who are all beautiful. And that's what people want to see. And I do not fit that demo in any way. But there's a lot of really cool people, and they seem to be enjoying the content. And I'm just so thrilled because why do we do this? And we're not doing this just to sit there and say, oh, look, I've got a collection of me talking on a screen. I want people to enjoy it. I want to share this.
Mm-hmm. So you feel that you've gained fans that you wouldn't have had maybe before because they wouldn't have found your show?
Definitely. YouTube is worlds ahead in that front. I look at shows now, and one, my views are probably 85% non-subscribers. Now, how is that happening? Obviously, my stuff is being put in front of them. Now, with a podcast, as you well know, how do you get a listener? You go out and you ask everybody you know, and then you ask them to please tell somebody they know. And then you might nag them a little bit and say, hi, family member. Okay, I promise to be nice and eat my vegetable, but can you listen just once? There's every listener on a podcast, until it grows enough, you almost have to recruit and beat the bushes to find yourself.
Yeah.
With YouTube, and it is very surprising, they will see that people are watching it, and if you're using a little SEO, they go, for example, I had a lawyer on, Robert Barnes. Robert Barnes has people who are looking for him. Oh, thank you, Tyson. Coming from him. Hey, he knows. Robert Barnes is actually representing, I believe it's Amy Carlson, the Central Park Karen.
Let like a Karen?
Yeah, Amy. I think her name's Amy. Amy Cooper. Sorry, it's Amy Cooper. She
Okay.
was the one with the dog who had the confrontation in New York that was videotaped and all that. Well, he's representing her.
Okay.
And when I say I interview him and I put her name in the SEO stuff, people are looking for
What's going
interviews with
on?
that.
Yeah.
Right. I also have a lot of body language people there. And so I say body language, fill in the blank, whatever. YouTube
True
will say,
crime. Yeah.
yeah, and then YouTube just sees that, hits the algorithm and they go, okay, well, we'll just put this one over here and people will see it on the side. And some people will click on it. And if they click on it, they thumb it up or they subscribe or they just keep watching, then YouTube will do it again. Because all YouTube cares about is people staying on the platform as long as possible.
Yep. Watch time and click-through rate and watch time are the two biggest key
by
things.
far.
So like subscribers doesn't really matter.
It does in the sense because it's given a affirmative. A subscriber is better than a like. It tells the algorithm that, hey, they like this enough that they went an extra step.
But again, if they stop watching your content, then they're going to get served less of your content. So,
that's true.
So it can go both ways with that, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it all makes sense. Like if you were doing it from a human, like what should I show? Well, should I show them this or show them this? Let me go with this. They didn't like it. Well, I'm not going to keep showing them that. Then after maybe I'll show them 2 or 3 more time, and then so it's like, oh well, maybe other people won't like it either, so we'll show less of it. So So that's where it's like click-through rate matters and the how long they're watching the videos. And I forget what it is. I think recently it was one of the YouTubers I was watching was like saying something like YouTube, like the bare minimum that they want somebody to watch your video is like 3 minutes. Like you'll get a view after I think 30 seconds, but like their goal is like if people are watching your stuff for more than 3 minutes, you're killing it. Like you are absolutely killing it. Like you're
10 minutes
you're going places.
A really good number.
And that's why most YouTube videos are hitting at a minimum 10 minutes. But I noticed a lot of videos are starting to push that boundary of like 22 minutes.
What I like though is YouTube doesn't care after a point, and that's something I was worried about because mine are an hour.
Yeah,
it's a full interview. But if you get that 10 plus minutes, they're happy. They're like, oh, they held them for that long. Cool. Everything beyond that point from everything I've studied apparently does not really matter. So that is encouraging.
Yeah. No, it is. It is because like podcasts are long generally. They're like an hour, usually 30 minutes to an hour. And like I said, YouTube is like I said, I see the trend moving towards 12-minute to 15-minute to 20. So some of these videos are 20 some minutes. A lot of them are like 17, 16 minutes now. And it's like, is that long? Yes. But how I watch YouTube, in most cases, I'm only watching at 2x speed for the most part. So like, okay, so you put a 22-minute video, I'm watching it and I'll be done in 10 minutes. Like you put 14 minutes in, 7 minutes, I'm out. Like I'm probably watching most of the stuff to the people that I subscribe to. So it's just very interesting to see, like to hear like, oh YouTube, if you're doing better than 3 minutes, then you're getting a thumbs up. If you get to 10 minutes, then you're like, you're solid. Like we're just gonna keep feeding content.
And that's what I like about it though, is because in a sense, it is giving you a chance. It's very democratic in the sense that if you put the keyword up and you say, hey, I'm a video about this, they come across you. And if you are what you advertise, then people will continue to watch it for however long. And that will tell the algorithm, okay, we made the right choice. Maybe we'll do it again. But if you aren't, then they're gone. So it is kind of a nice thing. Whereas with podcasting, you kind of have to get it out there. You've got to get it in front of people. YouTube takes a lot of that out. You have a genuine discovery. And that's shocking. Coming out of the podcasting world, I was like, whoa, that would have been so nice.
And you're in a place where people are already looking for that content, right? They're in a place, the second largest search engine in the world is YouTube behind Google. So like people are actively there to look up things. Like I don't really watch much TV. Most of my content at this point is YouTube. In fact, when it comes to social media platforms, Facebook's number one. YouTube's number 2. Like it's not like, and it's not even close to number 3. Like 3 and 4 are not even close. You know, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, like they're there, but it's just not even remotely close. In fact, I would argue that, you know, I probably watch more YouTube than I do spend time on Facebook at this point.
Well, you do them simultaneously. You're probably listening to YouTube while you're on Facebook too.
True, but I would say that I probably still watch more YouTube, and especially if you calculate the minutes watched, and the fact that I'm doing mostly 2x time video, like it's not even close. It's not even close. YouTube is probably number 1. So, and that's one of the reasons I want to invest more time into YouTube, is because like I spend a lot of time watching videos and interacting, and I've been doing my part of, you know, commenting, and I see my comments are starting to get likes. Now,
Nice.
I don't know if there's a whole algorithm to that. I kind of think that there may be, like, which ones are getting, you know, pushed in front of people, like commenters that are commenting more and getting more likes.
I think they just see you.
Pushed up.
I mean, you know, other people like you're curious, and you probably are looking in the comments. You're like, oh, I've seen that guy before.
Yeah.
Oh, what's their channel about? And I know you're looking at their channel because you're like, oh, they commented. They made a really cool comment. Who are they? What are they all about? And then after the 3rd, 4th time, you're like, let me watch one of their videos. Oh, that was kind of cool. And then you might do it a couple more, and then you subscribe, or you subscribe early, depending. But
I just did a mass exodus of subscribers. I just like I went through because I had like 350 channels I was subscribed to, and maybe like a eighth of them to like was like they were just dead, like they were dead, like they faded out or whatever after like a year ago. So I just unsubscribed to a bunch of those, and unsubscribed to a bunch that I just was like, I don't know why I subscribed to this in the first place, just to kind of cleanse the palate a little bit, and probably help them in the process, because like the ones that I subscribe to that are still producing content, I'm not watching their content. So, you know, it's not helping them by having me subscribe to it. So, you know, and like with that said, I still have a ton of subscription. I mean, let me show my screen here, right? So like, here's the subscription bar. Like there's quite a few, in there, and I could probably cull some more, but it's just, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to go through, because like I noticed in my when I go to my sub box, there's a lot in there that I'm just like, why am I still why I don't even know why I subscribed to this channel in the first place. Like, why am I still seeing their stuff? It's just clogging up the box to things I don't really care for their content or care for whatever. So, yeah, you know, now what about now? Do you think Spotify is going to because they're getting into the whole you know, business of creating video now, of adding video to their platform? Do you think that they're going to actually be a competitor at some point?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think that you got to come at them sideways. Twitch did, and Twitch has kind of found their own little niche, so to speak, with the gamers and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know. I'm up in the air on Spotify. I don't know if Spotify is going to last that long. I know everybody's going on about, oh, they're so big, they're everywhere, they're international. It's like, yeah, but it's very easy for them when Apple does nothing. Quite literally, Apple just says, okay, yeah, we're here. We got a catalog. You know, they've never really turned their sights on Spotify and said, we're going to nuke them. And I just have a feeling, because guess what? Apple's costs are a rounding error. Spotify has to earn money. Spotify depends on their product, their songs, their content. The whole reason they're in podcasting is because they couldn't afford to pay the fees for the music. And the more podcasts you listen to, the less music, and they sell ads. But the point is, they depend on it. If Apple actually says, hey, we want to do this, they can just push them out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of don't see why Apple would need to, but maybe in the near future, like as they continue to ramp up their
for music more than
move
for
to monthly subscription based model.
Yeah.
I could kind of see that, but well, I mean, I mean, I don't know if it's still this way, but I remember hearing just a couple years ago, like that the Apple podcast team was like literally like 3 people.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, so they'd have to spend a lot of money, more money than the like the 2 or 3 people that run the the podcast arm of their company, to make a dent in it, to really put forward
Sure.
something that would make a
But Apple
difference.
could buy Spotify with some loose change in the couch. I mean, they have
Yeah,
that
they
much cash on hand.
could.
It's such a,
I don't
and that's
know.
the thing. It's
I mean, I guess the only reason to do that is to get the into Android user pockets.
yeah, but they're not going to. I'm saying they could,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
Apple
yeah.
doesn't do that. Apple would buy like D's or somebody small and then build it up, but they don't really need to do that. They've got Apple Music. Sure, it's not as popular, but
Yeah, but it probably doesn't
it
need to
can
be.
be. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it can be over time, and they can keep giving it away or do whatever. And they could literally buy the market if they wish.
yeah, yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know.
They absolutely could.
But video, I don't see Spotify really. I think Spotify getting into video is probably a mistake in the sense that they may irritate YouTube and Google by getting into their pond because YouTube's already been kind of sliding a little bit over into the music. There's a ton of people who listen to all
Oh
their
yeah.
music on YouTube.
Well, there's
Now there's
YouTube
even you
Music. Yeah,
exactly. And do you
yeah.
really want Google setting their sights on Spotify too? It's like that's a lot of server money to host the video, to do all
It
that.
is,
I don't
that's
know.
why if they only want, like, I would imagine they would probably only want exclusive content, so they're not like, I mean, the amount of video that's uploaded to YouTube a minute is what, like 400 hours or something a
Oh,
minute.
it's I can't even contemplate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, like it's insane. So I can't imagine that Spotify would want to put up the kind of money that they would need to create something like that. And even then, like you still have Vimeo. Vimeo is a thing, it still
Hmm,
exists. If it's carved out its niche of mostly creatives and documentaries and things like
sure.
that. And survived somehow. I probably if I had to guess, is probably because not as many people are uploading as much content to them.
Well, and they're
They'd
paying
probably be
for it.
buried, and they're paying for it, and that too. So it's just a different way of doing it. But yeah. So I mean I don't see, and plus the fact that like Google could just they're still the biggest engine, 1 and 2 with YouTube, so they could just
Mhm.
squash like people finding this stuff on discovering it on Spotify, if they so chose to.
And I don't know how the exclusives will do. I mean, yeah, I think that Rogan will pull enough people for it to be worth them doing it with him, but Rogan's going to lose audience. He'll maintain enough that it's still worth Spotify's while. But I really see it as a lot like he's the new Howard Stern. Howard Stern pulled people to satellite,
Yeah,
but not his whole audience, but
yeah.
enough of them that it made it, a good investment. I think that's the same thing with Spotify. And they can't afford to fill themselves up with all Joe Rogans.
Well, no, but I think that they'll probably try to maybe pick and choose their
Sure.
deals with people who are also on YouTube. Go to like, so like all right. So I'm looking at my homepage here, right? And like, okay, how much would Spotify have to pay Mr. Beast to go and make Mr. Beast videos
They couldn't
on
afford that.
Spotify?
That would be tough.
You think so? You think he would fetch more than Joe Rogan?
Well, I don't know. What are their subscribers and whatnot?
I mean, he's at 39 million subscribers right now. He's hitting six. Let's
And what's
see.
Rogan?
Last 30 days, 344 million views. So let's see.
And then let's talk PewDiePie, which, by the way, YouTube threw money at to keep him around.
Did they recently? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh wow. He's got 9 million.
See what I'm saying? Mr.
Yeah.
Beast is big. I mean, he's really big. I don't really watch the guy, but
Uh,
he's huge.
yeah. He's way bigger than Joe Rogan. That's for
Now
sure.
go look up
88
PewDiePie.
million.
What's he worth?
Well, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I also subscribe to him as well. So,
Right. He's 120 million, I think.
105. 105
Okay,
million. He's trying
sorry.
to get to 106 million. Well, T Series was beat him to 100 million, but he's
Mhm.
like he's the biggest solo
Independent
person.
creator.
Yeah, like it's him and Sive, his editor, and like that's it. They create all that content around with two. I think he had two editors at one point, but T Series is like a whole corporation in India.
Sure.
So for some reason, you know what, the whatchamacallit doesn't show here. Two Buddies didn't show up here.
Are you?
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I just refreshed it.
Okay.
So, okay, here we go. So yeah, so he's got 291 million views in the last 30 days. So like Mr. Beast is going to eventually overtake PewDiePie as the #1 creator.
He may. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't
The
think
trajectory is there.
Question. Yeah. Oh yeah. If he keeps up the rate that he's going, like it's not even close. It's not even going to be close. So so like how much would Spotify have to spend to get Mr. Beast onto the platform to create videos just for him?
I think I think he would cost more than Joe Rogan simply because of his show being non-controversial. Joe Rogan has guests on that sometimes he gets demonetized and there's little issues. So Spotify can pay him less money because 150 million is actually cheap when you consider.
Oh yeah.
But the reality is that a lot of his stuff is demonetized and whatnot, and Spotify gave him freedom to where he could have controversial guests. Like, I mean, he's friends with Alex Jones, for God's sake. That doesn't fly well with YouTube, and I think that friction is why Rogan was a good choice. Sort of like Howard Stern, and I keep bringing him up because it's a really good parallel. When he went to satellite, remember he was fined by the FCC all the time?
Oh, yeah.
When he went to satellite, it was like, hey, I can say what I want. I'm completely free. All the censorship got taken off of him. So it's worth it to him, even if deal-wise, maybe it was close. Just having that freedom is worth something. Mr. Beast is almost like a kid's thing. I mean,
me and my wife watch it all the time.
Right, but he's family friendly. He's family friendly, right?
Yeah.
So there's no controversy there. So now how much would it take? Because you know that advertisers throw money at being on his videos.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think he costs a lot more than Rogan.
I would think so, but I don't know that I would make the jump for Mr. Beast. Like, I don't know if I would jump to Spotify to watch him.
Right.
Like, I love his content, but I don't know if I would, and I don't know if other kids would.
But would you move for Rogan? I don't think you watch Rogan much now, do you?
Nah, I don't. I'll watch the Rogan clips, like the JRE clips channel that he has, and because like there's certain topics that are like, oh, that's interesting. I
think that'll stay.
That.
I think that's still going to be. I think that'll still be on YouTube.
As an advertising front.
I think so. I think the clips may still be on YouTube.
I'm not sure. Be great because that would be a good way for me to be able to watch. Like that's all I really care. I'm not going to watch a 3 hour. There was one interview that I wanted to watch, and I need to go back and watch. It was he interviewed John Carmack, which I the childhood boyhood fan of. So I absolutely would love to go. I need to go back and watch that, but it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. So like I just haven't.
For you, it's only an hour and change.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of time to commit to listening. So I have to be in the car or something like that for me to be able to do that, like driving somewhere.
I have YouTube Red, so I don't care. I just listen.
Yeah, I don't have that, but no, it is an interesting point that he would, he could be worth a lot more than Rogan if they wanted to. And the point that was brought up here by Chris was Apple has their devices to fall back on. They can sit back while others pay for exclusive content that expires. Yeah. No, it absolutely does. Now, with that said, Apple has spent a ton of money in Apple TV because they see the value in it, but they're creating their own content for that. They're not paying somebody else to stream that stuff that, again, expires at some point.
And they can do it at a loss. They can throw money at it quite literally because that's not what makes them their money yet. I think it ultimately will be. But right now, when they have all that cash laying around, they can spend a Netflix a year if they feel like it.
Yeah, they totally could. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up and tell people how they can go and subscribe to the Eric Hunley Unstructured YouTube channel?
Yep, just look at my name. That's all.
Just look up your name. That's it.
Eric Hunley, easy to find. You can go to erichunley.com. I have that resolved into YouTube.
See, I am subscribed here as Super Joe Pardo. Like, I know what's up.
I shamed him a little bit.
Yeah, if you weren't here an hour ago, man, I am tired. Yeah, if you weren't here an hour ago, I definitely am subscribed as Super Joe Pardo. Just wasn't as indie podcasters. But I like I said earlier, maybe I shouldn't be subscribed as indie podcasters because like I'm not gonna watch any videos on that channel.
I don't know. I'll take it either way. You know what's funny is getting past 1,000 is such a big deal because it opens a lot of other things up. So
yeah, when are you monetizing? Are you monetizing soon?
I am not yet because I have the mindset that if I'm getting a couple hundred views a video or whatever, that's going to be the equivalent of like 20 cents, $2 maybe.
Yeah, is it worth?
Do I want to punish people, for that kind of money? I feel like that's probably something to really look at 10,000.
Yeah.
Or higher.
Well, that was Casey Neistat's approach. He didn't monetize his stuff until he got to some, I don't know, 2 million or something subscribers.
Okay, well, I'll do it well before that. And I do have super chats turned on.
Oh, nice.
So my thought is that if I have a big enough guest tomorrow, actually, I do encourage people to check it out. I have the behavior panel on again. And these guys are 4 of the top body language experts in the world. And I get them at the same time. So
Which is awesome.
Really, really cool. It's an honor that I can have them on. I helped some of them meet each other, so connecting people is a good thing.
And they're killing it too. They have am I mistaken? They have like 45,000 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah, they started April 1st. Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. Yep. Tyson says go for 2 million, Eric. Yes,
I will. It'll be a minute before I get there, but I'm going for it.
you absolutely will get there because if you keep delivering content like this to an audience and people don't get tired of true crime anything, man. Anything related to true crime in any sense of the form, like there's a whole the true not True TV.
Oh, it was Court TV and it became True TV.
Yeah, but there's the other one that they say is the fastest growing detective TV or
okay. Well, Oxygen is all pretty much true crime.
Oxygen. But yeah, I know that. ID. ID.
Oh, ID Discovery or whatever.
Well, it's not Discovery. It's like it's literally just like every true crime thing that's 2020 episode and all that Dateline episode, like it's just nonstop that all day long, and people just can't get enough of it. My shout out to my friend Dre. He his I'm like, what are you listening in the background? Oh, the girlfriend's listening to watching IDTV, and I'm like, oh, of course she is. Like, she's learning how to kill you. It's all. How great is that?
And there you go.
Watch out, Dre.
It's practical
watch your
TV.
back. Yeah, right. So anyway, thank you so much, Eric, for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been an absolute blast. Hashtag 2020 goals, Brent. Yep, it is. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get some of these episodes up. Hopefully this weekend I'll start posting some episodes of how I use that, and I'll start promoting it and all that, and just see where it goes. Like let's let the algorithm take the wheel. That's going to be my 2020 motto. If it starts taking off like that. So with that said, like, hey, go to indiepodcasters.com/tube, hit that subscribe button, and tomorrow for Free Ride Friday, I will be picking one of the subscribers to get a free ride into the Super Circle, so you can start learning how to take your podcast to the next level and build a business around it. Even though we just talked about YouTube and all of that, everything comes into play because at the end of the day, Eric, I think you would agree, you got to own the brand, right? From
Sure.
soup to nuts. Because if YouTube goes away tomorrow, you still got to have a home base where everything's held at. And you own that. You own the podcast. You own the audio recordings. And they're out there for people to still subscribe, even if YouTube's like, hey, we don't like this Eric Hunley guy. We don't like who's having on the show. You know what? We're just going to, bye, you're gone. And where are people going to find you? EricHunley.com, right? Bam. And that's what owning the podcast and all that. And Saturday, yes. Hey, what's up, Tim? How you doing? Saturday, join us on Saturday. We'll be talking about SEO so that your podcast can get found on you both on YouTube actually, and
SEO
and in Google.
All Google. Yeah.
Yeah, so join us on Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Tim, Gillette, myself, Jessica Foster, Regina Celeste. We will be talking about SEO for about 4 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, something like that. So it's going to be fun. Don't miss that. It's the next free live virtual conference. And I'll have some announcements for then as well about the upcoming event coming up in September 12th, which Eric, I haven't talked to you about, but we need to have a chat about that. Okay. Everybody, have a great night. I'm ready to go figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner and do some relaxing. And I hope you all have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow on the IndiePod Daily Show. And by the way, if you have if you've enjoyed this episode of the IndiePod Daily Show, like Brent, like Tyson, like Tim, like Chris Stone, like Larry Roberts, like Brett Allen, if Tim Bryan, if you've enjoyed it, share this with somebody that you care about that's a podcaster in your life or wants to get started podcasting, or maybe YouTube, because this is really all about you. This episode was all about YouTubing. So just go share it with somebody that you know and love and care about and want them to get something out of it too. I'll see you all tomorrow for Free Ride Friday. Have a great night, everybody.